So today we're going to be talking about finding slope and y-intercept. There are 3 boxes plus an extension at the end. So first we're going to talk about exploring the formula of finding the slope, and then we're going to use that and another equation to find the y-intercept. So this point here and this point here are just any general point on a graph, but we are going to use those 2 points to do the point slope formula. Not the point slope formula, sorry. To solve for the slope. So we're going to take this point right here, have that be y2. We're going to subtract that by y1. And then the same on the bottom, we're going to use x2 minus x1, and that gives us m. And m is just the variable commonly used for the slope. So the reason that the slope formula works, or how it works, is it's the difference in x over the difference in y over the difference in x. So that's why we're subtracting, because we go up so many in the y direction, so that's this, and then we go over this way or over that way in the x direction, which is how we get that. And then using the slope and this equation, which is the equation for linear functions, or one of them at least, we get this formula for the function right here. So this y is could be either one of these 2 points. Same as the x could be one of those points. The m is just the slope again, and then the b is this y-intercept right here. That is where the function crosses this y-axis. So in this, for example, we would plug in y2 m for the slope times x1 plus b. And then we would just isolate all of these, bring this all over here to isolate b to find the y-intercept. That one's a little bit hard to show without an example. So we'll go over here to this next slide and we'll find an example. So this says find the slope using the points -3, 3, and actually that's supposed to say -3. So -3, -3, and 3, 3. Then once we find the slope using those points, we're going to find the y-intercept. So we'll start off by let's rewrite them down here, -3, -3, and 3, 3. This one is going to be x1, y1, and this one will be x2, y2. Now it doesn't matter which points you pick, you're still going to get the same slope. So we'll actually do these both ways, but we'll start off using these first. So for y2 is 3 minus y1, which is -3, over x2, which is 3 minus -3. So this is going to give us 6 over 6, which is m equals 1. So our slope is 1 for this equation. And then let's try this the other way. So let's erase this here. We're going to do this one as x2, y2, and this as x1, y1, just to show to you guys that it doesn't matter which way. So y2 is -3, y1 is -3, and then x2 is -3, and then we're going to subtract that by x1, which is 3, and that gives us -6 over -6, which is still just equal to 1. So the slope is 1. Now we're going to plug that into this equation, y equals mx plus b. And we'll use we'll just use this point right here. So for y, we're going to plug in 3, because this is the y right here, is equal to m. Our slope is 1. This other x right here times 3 and then plus b. So this will be, we'll draw this over here, 3 is equal to 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides. So 0 is equal to b, which means that the x-axis, or the function, crosses the y-axis at the origin, which is 0, 0. And then the whole equation for this one would just be y equals x. Since the m is equal to 1, we don't really have to write the m again. And the b is 0, so that would be the function for this set of points. Now I want you guys to try this one on your own. It says find the slope of the function using the points -4, 2 and 4, 3. And then we're going to find the y-intercept. So we'll rewrite the points here so that we have room to label them. So we'll have this one be x1, y1, and then x2, y2. So it'll be 3 minus y1, which is 2, over 4, because it's x2, minus -4, 4, x equals 1. So this is 1 over 8. So our our slope is equal to 1 over 8. So now we will plug it into this equation, the y equals mx plus b. We will use this point right here. We'll plug in the y from right here is equal to Rm is 1/8 times this 4 right here plus b. So I'm just going to solve for that. 3 is equal to 1/8 times 4 is 1/2 plus b. Then we're going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. Let's rewrite this 3. It's just so we don't forget the fraction. So 6 over 2 is the same thing as 3. So 5 halves, because 6 halves minus 1/2 is 5 halves, is equal to b. So that's our y-intercept. So for this equation, the equation for this function would be y equals 1/8 x plus 5 halves. Now, for the extension, another formula for linear functions is this function right here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is called point slope formula. I'll write that out for you guys. So this is called point slope formula. And I want you guys to think about how you would find the y-intercept using this formula if you were given this point in this slope. I don't necessarily want you guys to solve this. I just want you to think about how you would use this equation to solve it for any point in slope. And if you don't know, that's okay. We're going to talk about it in class tomorrow. I just want to hear what you guys think so far.